has continued to launch new attacks, firing 2 missiles at the UAE on Tuesday. The event triggered alerts, forcing millions of people into shelters. In response, the foreign ministry in the UAE said they are cutting off all trade with Iran. Iran denied they were responsible for that missile attack. This does come as the war of words between the United States and Iran advances, with no indication that a deal could be reached anytime soon. President Trump posted a Truth Social saying there are no talks or conversations going on or scheduled with the Islamic Republic of Iran. The naval blockade remains in full force and effect. The Hormuz Strait is open and operating. All water mines have been removed or detonated. A day prior, U.S. negotiator Jared Kushner told Fox News that communications with Iran were still underway. Immediately after the statement by President Trump about the Strait of Hormuz, Iranian officials denied the critical waterway is open. The Iranians launched additional attacks on vessels there over the weekend, with Iran's foreign minister saying this.
All right, before we get to the foreign minister, we already heard so much, okay? And I mean, this already is giving us a lot of updates, and I don't know if people appreciate how much things have changed in the past 24 hours, right? So the United States is signaling that they're done with negotiations. And also the Islamic Republic is saying that they have control over the Strait of Hormuz. The United States is saying that no, they have control over the Strait of Hormuz. The truth is the United States actually has straight control over the Strait of Hormuz. And I'm not just saying that because I'm anti the Islamic Republic. CNN, of all places, came out with a report. CNN that is supposed to be is your camera okay? Like we're getting like
I think he's working on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. So what was I saying? There we go. That's fine.
Better? Is it better?
Keep it like that.
CNN themselves said.
All right.
Yes, it's okay, Monkey. I got this. Yes. So this CNN just came out with a report showing that the United States actually has been successful. President Trump has been successful in maintaining control over the Strait of Hormuz. And that the Islamic Republic has lost control, which is interesting coming from CNN, right? CNN usually has a very anti-Trump bias. This report makes it very clear that the southern part of the Strait of Hormuz, there's a lot of, like, millions of barrels of oil are going through it. Exactly the part that the Islamic Republic doesn't want. And the blockade is being very successful. The price of oil shows that. The fact that the price of oil is still way below 100 shows that the Strait of Hormuz is, oil is going through. Even though the number of ships counting going through is low, it's only because they have turned off their, what is it called? Transponders. Yes, exactly. But oil is going through, and United States, so that leverage, President Trump, a lot of times people say like, oh, he's bluffing. He's not bluffing. What he's saying here, the Strait of Hormuz is open and operating. This has been verified by CNN. Okay, which is great. The Islamic Republic is really suffering right now, which explains the recent attacks on the UAE, right? The Islamic Republic, United States has really found the right balance of putting pressure on the Islamic Republic without much either political or financial or military cost to the United States. Things are getting really, really bad in Iran. Really bad. And I don't know if people understand how devastating things are getting inside Iran. And, it's like the Islamic Republic is like a cornered dog right now. And you know what a cornered dog does? It bites. And it needs to bite. It needs to find a way to break this blockade, to break this economic isolation. So it needs to escalate. Like, it has no choice but to escalate some way. And there's not that many ways to escalate. The Houthis did something. It's not that enough. Hezbollah is not, can't really do much. Hashd al-Shabi is struggling to remain in power in Iraq. So it's contributing to escalation itself is very difficult to do while it's actually busy trying to remain in power in Iraq. So it's going to be up to escalate. It's going to be up to the Islamic Republic itself. Its missiles and drones, specifically at the Arab countries in the region. So they have to find a way to inflict some cost to the United States for this current economic blockade, the military and economic blockade that they have on the Islamic Republic. they can't just sit back and watch them slowly die. They have to make this costly for United States. And the Strait of Hormuz hasn't been able to make this costly for United States. So they're thinking that the Arab countries have to pay the price, so they indirectly could cause problems for United States. This is why, by the way, I'm monitoring the language that the pro-regime people are using on social media. A lot of the language is now about invading and capturing the Arab countries in the region, right? Again, I'm not saying they're going to do that, but the fact that that's the narrative seems like the narratives are being set for more military operations against the Arab countries. You know, they talk about the Qataris arresting pilots of the Islamic Republic might be something that is going to set. This recent attack on the UAE shows things might actually. This is the. I mean, think about it. If you're the Islamic Republic, how would you try to increase the cost on the United States to break the blockade? You don't have that many options other than starting to somehow attack the Arab countries in the region. But it's interesting because the UAE recently tried to make a deal with the Islamic Republic, paid them billions of dollars for them not to get attacked, and now they're getting what the UAE is now getting attacked. They managed to just buy a few weeks of not getting attacked, and now they're getting attacked again, which actually shows to the other Arab countries that making deals with the Islamic Republic is only a way for you to fund them to make more drones and missiles for them to eventually use on you again. So hopefully the UAE finally learns this lesson. I doubt it, but this should be a wake-up call for them. But what do you guys think?
Yeah. So I mean, I saw some reports from Indian media about how bad Iran is doing internally, like electricity, water, fuel prices, right? So I mean, the impression that I was getting is that I mean, of course, it's very difficult conditions for people to live under, but it does appear that I would say that it appears that not only is the pressure working, um, and the strategy, the blockade strategy working, but also I think the narrative is Iran's narrative control is also breaking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Remember what I've been saying for about a week? Like, hey, I don't want any ships from the Persian Gulf to be docking at any port in Iran. Well, I think it doesn't take a military operation. They just bombed UAE into not sending any more ships because one of the things that they said, very important point, is that there will be no trade. That means there's no ships that's going to be leaving UAE going into Iran, right? If that keeps happening because they keep attacking other people, that means they won't be able to get anything from outside the strait or inside the Persian Gulf, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what may happen because they feel like they have to attack everyone around them is that the low amount of because after we talked, remember we talked about this about a week ago, right? And I've been saying I don't want anybody in there. I've been looking like there's traffic going up and down there, but I think it's like because it's not oil, it's kind of allowed. Like it's like, hey, it's not weapons, it's not oil, so you know, whatever. So whatever little traffic they're getting now from the Persian Gulf, I think if they continue down this path, they're gonna get exactly what I wanted, but not through the means I'd suggest. They're gonna cut themselves off from every Gulf ally that was like even doing humanitarian type aid.
Yes. Because UAE has now come out and said they're cutting all trade. Finally, after the Islamic Republic attacking them for so long, they're cutting all trade with the Islamic Republic, meaning that
About
they were
time.
still trading with them until now. Yeah, it's about time. This is crazy that it took you this long, but okay. I don't know when people are going to realize that negotiating with terrorists just does not work. And honestly, not the people in UAE, and anybody who lives there, they don't deserve this. But honestly, the government, the rulers of UAE, you deserve everything. You deserve everything that you're losing. You did this. Even before the $3 billion deal that you did with the Islamic Republic after they bombed you, even before that, allegedly 3 billion, I don't know exactly how much. Even before that, you knew that you were supporting terrorism before any of this started, before the 40-day war, you use your banking and other financial institutions to allow the Islamic Republic to bypass the sanctions. All right. And every time, so UAE, every time you see a drone and missile coming at you, when you look at it in the sky, do a quick math and see how much it costs and figure out how much you contributed to that. Because it was your financial institutions that funded every single drone and missile that is now coming at you. You funded that. And so next time you see a missile or a drone coming at you, you're like, oh yeah, we paid for that. Just remember that. Just remember that you paid for it. You made that happen. You helped them make that. You thought, that you're supporting this cancer, and you thought that you will not get affected by it. You knew that you're supporting terrorism, and other people would die for it, and you will just be somehow insulated from all of that, and it's not going to come at you. Now you see eventually, when you support terrorism, eventually it will come for you. Eventually, there is no way to isolate yourself from the consequences of supporting terrorism. There you go.
I hope
Yeah.
this keeps happening, but without cost to human life. Like, I hope they keep attacking. All their attacks get intercepted without without damage, and more nations cut trade.
Yes. United States is in a very, very comfortable position, because not only they have managed to find a way to get the oil keep coming out of the Persian Gulf through the Omani side, they're also, all the projects that United States had around the world when it comes to pipelines or coming with alternative ways to the Strait of Hormuz, they're getting so much funding and attention right now. And people are buying US oil more than ever before, but there were so many things that United States was focusing on making happen, energy infrastructure around the world. And now they're all getting done. Everybody is interested in them and wanting to make them happen. So if United States was finding trying to find a way to make the Strait of, forget everything else regarding the Islamic Republic. Imagine if United States just came up with a plan to how could I make the Strait of Hormuz less relevant in the world, right? Forget the nuclear, if let's imagine there's no terrorism, no nuclear weapon, no biological weapon, no chemical. It is. I'm not saying we should ignore that. We should definitely focus on that. But in the hypothetical world that none of that existed, and United States was trying to how could I make that irrelevant and make other projects more relevant? This would have been the best way.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.